Hi, welcome back to Wine Mastery. We are going to taste a Cabernet Sauvignon all the way from the state of Washington, USA. And we're going to taste it now. So, first of all, let me show you the bottle. Here we go. As I say, it's from Washington, the state of Washington. And obviously, USA, normally Cab Savs, we're talking about Napa Valley, California.
Yeah.
But evidently, you know, Washington's got a good rap for this. So,
yeah, apparently so.
So we'll give it a try. So let's, before we talk about the actual wine, let me give you two prices. First off, the price I paid for, $10.99. But that's if you buy six. I got this from a chain in the UK called Majestic. If you buy six, so this one plus 5 others, if you were just to buy it on its own, this is the price: $16.99.
Ooh,
yeah. that is pushing the budget a bit.
You don't need me to tell you how excited he was to tell me how much he got this for.
£6 off. I mean, you know, that is probably about 54%.
It's quite a lot. It's quite a lot, though, isn't it? That's,
34%. So yeah, but it's a good old chunk. So we're gonna judge it though based on $10.99 because that's what I paid for it. So just to be clear.
Fair.
Okay, so should we have a look at the colour and see where we start there?
Let's get started, George. I zoned out for a moment there.
But it looks nice. It's got a little slight browny tinge to it there.
Yeah, but it's still quite light, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's got,
Yeah, it's not very deep in terms of colour. It's quite translucent.
Yeah, just swirling it around. There's different properties out of the darker, the lighter. It's nice. Very nice. I like it. It looks good in the glass as well.
It does.
Let's have a go on the old nose one.
It smells nice.
Well, that's more akin to that Cabernet that I do. There's loads going on there.
Yeah, there is. I'm struggling to get something out of it because there seems to be so much sort of happening in the glass.
Just let it happen. Trust the process. I think this is that's okay. I don't dislike that there's so much in there that you can't really pull out any one bit in there. As long as there's plenty going on, that's enough for me.
Yeah.
You can almost sort of smell the seeds of strawberries.
The seeds, you can smell.
I don't know why. When I smell that, all it came from was seeds of strawberries with maybe it's a woodiness, but with the fruit still on it.
Okay.
It's all very
subjective. It's just what hits your mind, what it reminds you of.
You know, even saying it, I'm a little bit embarrassed by going down that line of that Jilly Golden thing, like all this, but you could smell like the opening of a jam jar, with a woodiness in there as well. So it was kind of that's why I thought the little seeds. I don't know. I don't have to. That's what I got, and that's what I liked.
Okay.
So if I go on the palate.
Yes. That's a flavour bomb, isn't it?
Yeah, it's letting us know a little bit more about it, that, isn't it? This is proper,
oh, wow.
Now I feel like I've been properly introduced to the wine. Now we can play.
Yeah. It's like but the flavour there, it doesn't waste. It's like you're straight into bed, aren't you? There's no dating with that. You just.
It forces itself upon you.
It does.
I'm willing. I said yes. I consented.
Oh yeah, and it's got a reasonable length too.
And now that got. Sounds very strange just putting that what we're talking about. No dating, straight to bed in a reasonable length. Anyway, but after the nose and then the palate and putting those two together, they marry into a gentle deliciousness. That is now complete.
The thing I'm finding, which is surprising, is it's really full on flavour, but very light on texture. So it's nice and viscous.
Yeah.
But almost like thin, but not thin in an unpleasant way. Thin in a refreshing way.
Yeah, it doesn't have the heaviness which you would expect from this ilk of Cabernet Sauvignon. You would expect a weightiness that kind of a butcher wine. But that's not making it any less kind of because the complexity is there. So it is all there. It's just not getting you down. It's just letting you have it and have it and have it. And I like
It's almost like sort of like the sort of core is the viscous part of the wine, and it's surrounded by sort of like a more watery. You know what I mean? The outside of it is carrying it through.
Yeah, and that's what's making it like the refreshing.
Yeah.
It's not a big heavy. But I mean, I'm saying that I'm working. Well, it's not big and heavy because I'm working my way through that quite quickly. I'm not complaining about it. So it deserves it. It's earned it.
In terms of, I'm definitely getting cherry there.
No, hang on. I've just been
No,
enjoying.
because the overall taste is so wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah, I get your cherry. Oh, I get the black cherry though. The one that's on top of you.
Yeah.
Chocolate gâteau.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why that's just reminding me of that, because I don't want to describe it as chocolate because I think that's a bit of a kind of cop out when, so to speak, that richness doesn't taste like it. But because you've got that dark cherry now, that's immediately made my mind go to there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the tannins, for a wine of such weighted, I know it's not weighted per se, but the tannins are just beautifully hanging around. They're just like, here I am.
Yeah, you're conscious of them, but they're not taking over at all. They're just in the background, on the edge.
They're not something that when I first tasted it, I thought, oh, there's the tannins. And that's good.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you're right. You have to think about that. It's not something that's immediately apparent.
No, you have to find them as opposed to them coming out and giving you a crack and saying, here I am. You're having
Wow, that is really, really nice. Now, I know the elephant in the room is that this evening we've tasted a 675 Cabernet Sauvignon.
How can you bring that into a second video? I was that excited about this 675. I tell you, it'll be writing in his diary tonight, that one, 675.
But so this one is 10.99. Now, I think that what would you say? I mean, I think if I was going to a party or you were pouring this for friends, so it was more of a sort of social gathering and that was more the focus than the actual wine, then certainly I would not be paying 10.99 on this and pouring that. I'd be doing the 6.75.
Yeah.
If I was doing sitting on my own or with a friend that we, like you and I, if we were sitting down just appreciating the wine.
Yeah, it's a different story. So I get that 100%. I can see, and as John said, we did try one earlier, which if you haven't seen, go back and look at the video. I'm sure John put a link in because I don't know how to do that. But it was an exceptional wine for the money and an exceptional Cabernet Sauvignon. No, he's detracting slightly from what but we've come at this with it's 10.99. It's Cabernet Sauvignon. We're going to judge it differently, and I think this still does hold its own at 10.99. It's a classier wine. Not saying that makes it better, but there's more going on. There's a complexity in there that runs a little bit deeper than the 6.75 one. But the 6.75 one was quite outstanding. But I concur. Exactly what you just said. If we were to be concentrated, sitting, reading a book, enjoying a bottle of wine or a glass of wine, however you people abuse alcohol. But if you were doing that, I'd be more than happy with that one. Paying an extra couple of quid, sitting there and really getting a lot more from the wine.
Yeah. And just while you're talking there, I've got some plum.
A little bit. Okay. In the wine. Okay. Can't say.
No?
Since the cherry.
Yeah, the trouble is that when you get that one, it's really difficult. Would you like some more to try, or?
I might try another little nip, just if I can get that plum. Just
Yeah, just in the.
Just in case.
Yeah, just for you guys.
Yeah.
Beautiful colour.
It has got a beautiful colour. So, again, I think you're right, John. After tasting the 675 one, we may be coming at this a little bit different. But if this had been a completely separate tasting and we'd have tasted that 10.99, I reckon we'd have been. Well, we are.
We are impressed.
We are being impartial.
Yeah.
Ooh, that fresh glass is giving me a right different nose, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, I don't. It's more. Yeah, I don't know, it's fresher.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, let me try.
Give it a go. And even now, I've just tasted that. I don't know how this is working. I was going through it, but the more berryishness.
Really?
More fruity, juicy.
Yeah, it does give more of a nose on that.
So it becomes more of fruit juicy.
Yes.
Kind of a drink as opposed to no, it's a wine, but when we're describing it, is that
the only difference between, I guess, what we've tasted, because it's been aired for longer in the glass, because that's come out of the port, so it hasn't had as much air.
No.
So whether that's sort of affected, it hasn't breathed as much, therefore.
Yeah, well, it can affect it, can it?
As we proved in one of our videos, which again I'll try and link.
Okay, so a pairing.
Okay, pairing. Do you want me to go first?
If you don't mind, because I'm toying in my mind between a couple of cheeses.
Okay, so I think this would go with a really, really nice. There's a particular dish I like to cook, which is beef stew with apricots. So it's got a slight amount of sweetness to it, and it does have some unpleasant after effects, I have to say. But but I think that this would really go. So with something like this, or indeed I think there's one where you can sort of have like a red jam with the steak. So something like sort of a sweet steak dish. Not necessarily, I mean as steak as in a casserole type steak rather than a grilled steak. I think that would go very, very nicely with that.
I'm still torn here,
Are you?
Yeah, there's a few I could go with. I've been thinking about the washed rind cheeses. I'm going back to what I thought about the other Cabernet Sauvignon, and I went for a Camembert, if I remember rightly. I'm thinking, or a nice ripe Brie. This, for some reason, I'm thinking, no, I don't want Camembert with this one. I reckon we're looking for something something more along the lines of a hard French cheese, but one of the sweeter, like the nutty, the Comtés. Yeah, I think the Comté would go very well with that. Or even a Cave Edge Gruyere, which I know I recommend a lot, but to go with wines like this, you cannot go wrong with that. So, but isn't that amazing? The difference from the Cabernet Sauvignon, where I said, oh, that's going to work perfectly, and I was very excited about that, thinking, what's going to excite me with that? And I'm thinking, a completely different cheese. It's definitely eating, drinking, pairing is a mood thing, definitely.
It is. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're right. Sometimes you think, I'm going to have it with the same wine. You can think, I fancy this on a separate time.
Yeah, you're all over something else.
Yeah.
Judging by...
Scoring?
That's the word I'm looking for. Thank you, John. Yes, scoring. Okay. I'm not going to try the 675 bottle. Throw me here.
We're going to go for $10.99. There's the price.
$10.99, and as a Cabernet Sauvignon at $10.99, still cracking bit of wine. So I'm going to give us a fair. I have to work this out now. One of those.
Okay, I'm going for 89.
Ooh, 86.
Okay.
I thought about 88, but I couldn't concentrate how to get my
Oh, it's 4-4.
Yeah, why didn't you find that? But I was doing it like that. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So, yes, still a very fair scoring, is that?
Absolutely. That is a very, very nice wine. I'm happily buy another bottle of that, even though it's more expensive than the 675.
That's something for you, isn't it? Like you say, if you sat on your own or with a friend.
Someone that appreciates it. I not necessarily someone appreciates it, but we all know that sometimes we're drinking wine. It's more of the social event, and we're chatting and focusing on the conversation rather than drinking the wine. So this is more for when you actually want to concentrate on the wine. Yeah. Okay, guys, if you get the opportunity to taste this, let's have your comments. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you would pair it with. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, then please tell your friends, give us the thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. Until the next time, guys, when hopefully we will find another delicious wine such as this. Chin chin.
Chin chin.